Taking a look at radar, where we will be keeping our eyes most of the day today. Starting off, no active severe weather threat for us right now, but it's later in the day that we might have to keep a close eye. Kind of like yesterday we saw around the afternoon time is when it really started to come down around here.
That's right. You definitely probably want to head out the house with an umbrella, maybe the raincoat, even some rain boots, Lindsay, because this afternoon after lunchtime, that's when it all could probably tip off, right?
Just good to keep all that stuff in your car at this point and make sure the kids got the jacket and the backpacks. Yes, I do see some scattered rain out there. Actually, right now, we've seen an intensifying little storm cell over near Crawfordsville.
Oh, wow.
But that severe potential is going to ramp up as the cold front moves in later on today, approximately after about 2 p.m. Let's head over to Montgomery County, where we've been monitoring this little storm cell kind of developing over the past hour. We've got our radar looping as this is approaching that I-74 corridor just to the north of Crawfordsville. And we'll flip this over to our lightning detector, where we're starting to see some lightning strikes even embedded within this, picking up on about 6 strikes within that last radar scan. So this is growing a little bit. Not expecting this to be severe, but this is just the kind of atmosphere that we're dealing with. We get a little trigger of a rain shower that will develop, and our atmosphere's got so much energy ready to fuel some of these storms that they just kind of grow and continue tracking to the northeast. Our bigger complex of showers and thunderstorms is still well to our west. This is along a very potent cold front, and that's going to track across the state over the next 24 hours. So as we go through the afternoon today, I think our storm chances are really going to start to ramp up here after about 2 p.m. Most of that severe weather will be coming to an end closer to sunset. So this is not going to be a long duration event. We're just going to watch this front track across the eastern U.S. Central Indiana is in the heart of that level 2 of 5 zone from the Storm Prediction Center. Wind gusts will be our primary threat when it comes to our severe potential today. We'll get you updated on that timeline and talk about some drier weather returning, because we need to dry out a bit. That's coming up in your full forecast. We do, though, want to get you back out to the traffic center as we're monitoring a crash on the city's northeast side. This is going to be along I-465 eastbound as you approach those Benford Boulevard ramps up here off of 465 east. This is just past that Allisonville Road exit where you would continue through where 465 becomes more southbound up here on the northeast side. It looks like emergency crews have left the scene, but we still have that right travel lane that is currently blocked. So this could potentially start to cause some issues. Again, this is on that ramp system. So 465 east, those exit ramps to Benford, as we were watching there, that right lane that's currently blocked. We'll let you know when this does clear or if we see any big backups develop because of it.
Well, some good news this morning for IndyCar driver Alexander Rossi after this scary crash yesterday during practice for the Indy 500. Ed Carpenter Racing says he is now out of the hospital.
Yeah, he spun out in turn 2 and then crashed into that wall, and then after that it was just a chain reaction. Pato O'Ward and Romain Grosjean were caught up in that crash too. The good news is they are both okay. Rossi, though, suffered some injuries to a finger and an ankle. So, again, Ed Carpenter Racing says that Rossi is still hoping to be in the final practice on Friday and then back in the car on race day Sunday.
That's right, fast turnaround. The team will be switching to a backup car, so I know crews have a lot of work to do to repair that car as well. But a reminder, we have got you covered all week long as we get closer to race day. Remember, Carb Day this Friday. You can also watch the Lucas Oil 500 Festival Parade right here on Channel 13 on Saturday. And then keep it locked on 13 News for your pre-race and post-race coverage all day on Sunday.
All right, it is a big day today for all 4 Indy 500 rookies. Kyle Collette, Mick Schumacher, Dennis Hauger, and Jacob Abel will be at the track for the annual rookie celebration. This is a luncheon hosted by the American Dairy Association of Indiana.
They'll also be breaking some state fair news today. They'll be announcing the signature milkshake and grilled cheese that will be served up this year at the Dairy Bar later this year in August. Well, right now, a 25-year-old man will face a judge for the first time this morning, 5 months after a crash that killed a woman on Christmas Day.
This was near 38th and Midhofer on the far east side of Indianapolis. Marina Silva spent the morning looking into some of the details of this tragic case after he was just arrested this week. Marina, good morning.
Well, good morning. Now, according to these court documents, investigators say not only was Stanley having alcohol, which was twice the legal limit in his system, he was also driving nearly 100 miles an hour when he allegedly crashed into Haley Clark, killing her on Christmas morning. Now, investigators say he was likely going much faster than that, estimating that he was going at least 118 miles an hour before the crash. Stanley Louis now faces 4 felonies, including causing death while operating intoxicated, reckless homicide, and causing death while never having a license. Those documents say Louis was driving home from a friend's house just before 3 in the morning, and his wife was following him. Haley was found dead at the scene that morning. A notification no family wants to receive any day, but especially Christmas morning.
They're forever going to think about Christmas Day, what should be a happy time for them and celebration, to wake up and find out that your family members lost their life.
Those documents also revealed Louis did not have a driver's license, nor did he ever. It also says Haley Clark had a BAC of .158. She also never had a driver's license. Now, Louis is undocumented. He is currently held on an ICE hold. His court hearing is this morning. We'll have a camera inside that courtroom, and we'll bring you the latest that we get from it. Matthew, Julia.
All right, thank you, Marina. Let's turn now to a story out of Muncie that we're also following up on. We now know a man is facing multiple charges connected to a triple shooting there. Police say 21-year-old Rylan Davis shot and killed a woman and then shot 2 men who were trying to step in and help her. 23-year-old Cheyenne Rains is the name of that woman that was killed. The 2 men are now recovering from their injuries. Davis is facing 10 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and kidnapping. His initial hearing is coming up on May 27th. Metro Police are still searching for who fired shots into a crowded city park recently.
Yeah, this is a scary incident, and it happened on a busy Sunday night over at West Montgomery Park on the city's east side. Our Anna Chalker joins us live this morning with more on who was at the park when this shooting happened and now what some city leaders are calling to be done to prevent this. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. Now, a woman was injured in that shooting on Sunday night, but we've seen social media video from this incident, and you see people ducking under their cars in the parking lot or running away after those 10 to 20 gunshots rang out throughout that park. And the conversations around that video, a lot of them sharing the fear and chaos that people experienced when that shooting happened. And this actually happened inside the shelter house. We can see some of that at the park, showing signs of a graduation party and that shooting from the bullet holes. City County Councilor Keith Graves represents this district, and he went to the park an hour after the shooting. He says this is not the only park in the city that's been at the center of violence, and these are supposed to be safe places for people to come and enjoy.
Unfortunately, there's just a handful of individuals across the entire city that just don't see the vision, and they don't understand that we're really fighting to bring transformation across our community, across Indianapolis, particularly the east side of Indianapolis.
Now, if you were at this park Sunday night or you saw or heard anything about this shooting, you are asked to reach out to police as they still look for that suspect. There in West Montgomery Park in the last couple of years has received millions of dollars in renovations and new amenities. So coming up, we'll show you why those were put into that area, the resources that have been added for these families here, and what Graves says still needs to be done between his office, other counselors, and IMPD to make sure nothing like this happens at this park or others throughout the city.
Yeah, especially with more people getting ready to head outside and try to enjoy the weather. Yeah. We'll check in with you soon, Anna. Thank you. It is 6:09. Good morning, Lindsay.
Well, good morning to you. We are watching the pavement finally drying up out there at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but we're already seeing some spotty showers developing in western Indiana. A lot more rain still back to our west. Future Track going to bring in that risk for some scattered strong to severe storms after 2 o'clock today. We'll break down the latest severe threats and timeline in your full forecast.
IMS parking for the 110th running is sold out too, along with the race. So at 6:45, we have some tips on how you can still be race ready, plus help a local organization too.
But first, a deadly shooting at a mosque in California. What police are now saying about the 2 suspects.